Hello everybody, it's Maikito. I hope everybody's having a good day. Has had a good day so far. It's a small slate when it comes to this day I believe it's Monday. Usually when it comes to these small slates, most of the time I don't have a video, but I always still go through all the plays, all the player props. So I would have got this video out earlier, but the games and PrizePicks, I mentioned how I'm really not posting underdog, but PrizePicks and plays didn't come out until not that long ago. So I went through, tried to find what I liked, and I at least found some that I liked. I do have any added plays, which I haven't had that many lately. Mainly because I usually just only post what I like, and I haven't been seeing much that I like. But if I do have any added plays, not sure if I will, they would be in the pinned comment either later tonight or tomorrow. But other than that, I'll just get straight into the plays. I have one player prop that I like, and it's Gudmundsson to go higher than 0.5 shots assisted away from home for Fiorentina, going up against Venezia. He averages 0.93 shots per 90. He starts about half of the games that he plays, but he should be starting this game because Keane picked up an injury in the Betis game, played 120 minutes, he got injured, so he's not going to be playing. And Zaniolo is suspended, so he will play as Fiorentina need points. They need to attack if they want a chance to hit top 6. It went over. He's gone over in his last 4 out of 5 starts, so when he starts, there's a good chance he'll get him, mainly because he takes the set pieces. So obviously if he crosses it in from a set piece and his teammates get to him, that's a shot assisted right there. And in general, he drops a lot, even though he plays as a striker, he drops as a false 9, which is just a striker that drops back and helps in the build-up play next to another striker. So it's not like he's the only striker, so he has somebody he can pass it to or pass it to somebody on the wings. And it's a good matchup against Venezia, who do not play possession, which means more passes for him, and they can't defend set pieces. So it's a great matchup because they also fouled the 8th most to opponents in general in the league, which means more set piece opportunities, and on average they allow the 3rd most shots assisted to opponents. That combined with him getting play time, I think I would just really like the line. So I like Gudmundsson to go higher than 0.5 shots assisted. Before we get into the money line play, as always, I would really appreciate if everybody liked the video, commented as well. It helps boost the video out to more people. Whether it's showing support, whether it's asking a question, I try to answer them as fast as I can and to the best of my abilities. But I always have work. I'm sometimes busy, so I try to answer them, I promise you. And I read through all the comments. So all the comments I really do appreciate. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Turn on notifications so you're notified when these videos are out. And if you don't know, I do have the membership linked in the description if you want to, support the channel just a little more, and 2, just get the videos out and the picks out earlier than what you usually would. I don't hide any picks. Getting that, it's not going to give you any extra picks. It's just for those that want to get the plays out early and support the channel. I'm not a premium. I don't like hiding any picks. I'm not that type of person. I just don't really like being giving plays, extra hidden plays, when it's just stuff you can find on your own that I feel like anybody can do. And I have my links for everything else, where there's all the pictures that you see that are data wise from Outlier, and then everything else player prop wise, money line wise. So I really want to thank anybody that supports me in any way. I have one slip for -125, and the first one is Fiorentina to score a goal going up against Venezia. This prop is in the last 4 out of 5 games, with the only miss was against Roma, but it took a 5-save performance, man of the match performance from their keeper Villar, in which Fiorentina were projected to score 1.23 expected goals. And this prop has hit 76% of games, and they tied in the first game as well, and they weren't able to score. It was 0-0, but it took an 8-save man of the match performance from the Venezia keeper, in which Fiorentina were projected to score 1.91 goals. So again, as long as they're gonna have plenty of chances, they just need to cover at least one of them, and I believe they will. Venezia have been better defensively at home compared to away, but first of all, they have still conceded 18 and 17, so they still average a goal conceded a game, and they will be desperate to win to try to avoid relegation, because even them drawing isn't enough to get them out. They need a win, so they're gonna be desperate. So that just means more defensive gaps for Fiorentina to exploit against Venezia. They've conceded in 3 straight and conceded in the last 4 out of 5 games. So they conceded, opponents have scored against them in the last 4 out of 5 and 3 straight. And Fiorentina also need to win as well if they want to get top 6. With the win here, they'll be 2 points off top 6. So they need to be aggressive as well. They need to score, and Venezia will be lacking defensively if they want to attack. And Venezia don't play possession. They're weak on counters. They foul the 8th most, and Fiorentina are good on counters. So they will have the chances they still convert. So like Fiorentina to score away from home going up against Venezia. And the second player prop, and then the second Serie A, player prop, money line prop is in the second Serie A game, and that's under 1.5 Roma goals away from home going up against Atalanta. Roma have been struggling offensively. They have gone under 1.5 goals in the last 9 out of 10 games, and they struggle even more when they've played away from home. They have only scored 16 goals in 17 away games in the league, so they average right under a goal a game, let alone 2. And they have not scored 2 goals in 14 out of 17 away games. That's an 82% hit rate. And in all competitions, they have not scored 2 goals in the last 10 straight away games in all competitions. Dybala is out since the Bilbao Europa League, in which they were eliminated, and that's when the drought really started. Pellegrini, their captain, well, on paper he doesn't do a lot. He's a big presence for them, and he's their captain. He's going to be out as well. And Atalanta are in really good defensive form. They've had a clean sheet in the last 3 out of 5 games, and they have opponents against them have now scored 2 goals in the last 9 out of 10 games, with the only game in which they conceded 2 was against Inter Milan, but they were only able to score that second goal after Atalanta had a red card, and they're trying to keep their Champions League spot, so playing defensively is good, and Roma are not in a good attacking form in general. I'm not even sure if Roma scores at all, but we're taking the under 1.5 just to play it safer. Besides, Atalanta allowed the 6th least shots to opponents at 10.4, and they dropped down to 8.8 when they play at home. So playing not in form Roma side, Atalanta's in good form. I like this play. I like under 1.5 Roma goals going up against Atalanta, and I like this slip for -125. Thank you everybody for watching. I'll quickly go over last video's picks. When it came to the ones in the video, we had Cucurella to get at least 2 tackles. He ended with 2. If you took the Goblin at 1.5, obviously you hit. We had Forest to win the first half. I said it was whether or not they scored. They did score, but I didn't see them conceding against Leicester, which is what happened. So unfortunately that one missed. But the other one, the slip, did hit. Lecce under 1.5 goals. Kristovic did end up starting, but they still went under the prop, so that was good for us. And then we had both teams to score in the Leverkusen and Dortmund game, and that was easy. That I'm pretty sure that hit within the first half. It was a high-scoring game, so that one hit. And then I did have one added play, and that was Jared Bowen to get at least 3 shots. And I mainly took it because I knew Manchester United were gonna have a rotated squad in general, which they did. But he still ended up going under. He took 1 shot, he scored, and that was all he did. So unfortunately he missed, but we still had a pretty we had an okay day, I guess. Not bad, not great, but hopefully with the small slate in which I can be more in depth with each the games. I like these plays. Hopefully we do good, and like I mentioned, if I do have any added plays, they would be in the pinned comment. And we need to take advantage of these games while we have them. The season is getting close to finishing. There's not that many games left in all the leagues, and in general the season is going to be close to ending. And once that ends, around that time NBA season is going to be over with. About that time as well, there's going to be no NFL. So when it comes to these videos in general, I should still be posting because we still will have MLS, which is one of the only things that we'll be able to bet on in the summertime. So I am looking forward to those. There's always a lot of MLS games. There's a lot of teams, so there's always a lot of disparity when it comes to the line. So we should be able to find good value there. So when the season ends, we'll be moving over to that. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.